Hey everyone, it is Reverend Dr. Katie here. I hope you're doing well. It's a little bit of a lazy Saturday morning around here in my house, and so I'm a little casual today and really, really enjoying it. It's also pouring down rain and cold, so I am just kind of cozied up. And I don't know about you, but I have been seeing tons of synchronicities lately. All these things are falling into place. I've seen deer like morning, noon, and night just showing up in all these different places, and so that's been really, really fun. And yeah, like life, it's really interesting time right now. So I want to talk to you this morning about being an empath, and especially about being an empath as a Christian. If the video gets choppy, let me know and I'll redo it. My living room is occupied right now, so I couldn't plug directly into the wall. I still need to get the booster to make the signal a little better. So sorry about that if it does get choppy, but we will sort this all out. So we're talking today about being an empath and being a Christian at the same time. So tell me if this resonates. Most people that I end up working with and are empathic to some level. So that means that you are able to feel the feelings of others and to be empathetic. I mean, that's not a bad thing, right? Being empathetic with others and their needs, not a bad thing at all. But for many people, when they're highly empathic, they can confuse their own feelings for the feelings of others, or actually the other way around. They confuse someone else's feelings that they're tapping into and then begin to believe that those are their feelings. This can get really sneaky. This can get really tricky because then we feel like we need to solve other people's problems for them. How many of you have ever felt like that? I do all the time, and my personality type on the Myers-Briggs is I am an ENFJ. I love to give people advice. I love to help them problem solve. Like an ENFJ's worst nightmare is that we give advice to someone and then they take it and then their life falls apart. So I'm someone who really actually enjoys that kind of problem solving, and I'm not bad at it a lot of the time, but it's really not my job. It is not my job to solve anyone else's problems other than my own. It's also not my job to listen to someone's problems for years or decades or however long, if they're not invested in their own solutions, if they're not invested in moving forward and ascending in their own life. So then the trouble for empathic Christians is, hey, I see some me's coming in. Yeah, I'm with you there. The problem for empathic Christians is that we feel, and we do, have a Christian responsibility to be present in the lives of other people and to be kind of be a shoulder for them when they need it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That's not a bad value at all. And we're taught that in Sunday school, from the time that we're itsy bitsy. Right? So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The problem that Christians get into is when we are empathic, we are a shoulder for someone else. They're feeling their feelings, we are feeling their feelings, and that there's no separation between the two. Then we believe that their feelings are our feelings, and then the danger is we can get into a situation where we are enabling them. And we are actually not helping them solve their problems or move forward or listening or whatever. We're actually enabling them staying in the same frame of mind that's keeping them stuck in their current problem. To get out of any problem requires one major thing to get started, which is a change of mindset. We have to believe that our problems can be solved. We have to raise our vibration in such a way that our physical realities can start to match our high vibrations. That's the way that problems are solved. And you can't do it for anyone else. They can't do it for you. We all have to do that for ourselves. And we do that with tools, with mindset. We start with mindset and with spirit, and with the example of Jesus. Jesus helped people get into new mindsets, new frames of mind, so that they can facilitate their own space for their own healing. I'm a big, firm believer in that. So the problem for empathic Christians then is we have this Christian mindset of helping other people, and in the really good-hearted name of helping other people, we listen to them, but then their feelings get all attached to us, and then we can't separate where we begin and where they begin and where we end and they end, and then we're caught in this like kind of double enabling loop all around. And this can happen on little levels. It can happen on really, really big levels. So this is, for empathic Christians, this can hinder our ministries, this can hinder our callings, this can hinder us living fully into our gifts because we're so interested in the problems of other people that we're not actually focused on our own ascension and our own mindset. And this is probably number one thing I see. People come to me, they're like, well, I really want to help in the world. I'm like, okay, well, tell me your story. And people can't tell me their story. So when we don't know our own story, we can't really be helpful to other people. So we have to find those fine lines of separation so that we can invest in our own spiritual well-being so that then we can go and help other people with theirs. So you got to heal yourself first, and then we can be empathic at a helpful high level by helping people reorient their mindsets. So then it's not a hindrance to us. It is a helpful tool because we can measure our own emotions, our own spiritual walk, our own journey, and then be able to explore with other people and be of service to other people and to help them. So I know when I am working with people, this is one of the first things that I do to assist with people is we kind of measure where are they as a Christian empath, and almost everyone that chooses to work with me is a really high empathic level. So, and I've seen some people that are like so high they can shape the reality around them very, very quickly, which is amazingly cool if we're doing that in a healthy Christ-like way where we have good definitions of self and good boundaries about ourselves. So one of the things that happens when we don't have the ability to do this is it affects our emotions, because we're always mistaking other people's emotions for ours, and then our emotions aren't getting our attention. And then it gets a little crazy because our own emotional life is happening, but we're not always discerning that apart from other people. So how does this show up in your emotional life? It probably shows up as you becoming very irritable and maybe snapping at people who may not deserve it. Some of them may. But they may not deserve it. And, you're snapping at loved ones, at spouses, at kids, at parents, at friends, at a person in the grocery store, whomever it is. And when we do that, we're probably snapping at them because we have our own inner frustration that we're not able to move forward in the way we want. The reason we're not able to do that is because we're so busy tapping into the emotions of other people all of the time. Okay, so if this resonates, if this makes sense, let me know. And so there are tools to be able to deal with this. And it's actually, I think, a theological statement to be concerned with our own spiritual life at such a level that we can separate ourselves from others so that then we can shift into a mode where we're taking care of our own spiritual lives. Then when we've done that, we can be of greater service to other people. So let me kind of give you the brass tacks that if you are someone who's empathic, I want everyone to just choose an example in your own life, like someone that you are listening to, someone that comes to you for assistance, maybe not someone in the grocery store, but a specific instance that you can think of. And they stay on your mind, and you're tapping into or maybe you don't know, but you recognize now, you're tapping into their emotions, you're feeling what they're feeling. Is their life getting better? And is your life getting better as a result? Both things have to be true in order for you to know that you have really, really good boundaries. Or are you able to separate your emotions from them? No matter what happens to them, you go and do your thing happily and joyfully as a Christian. Both of those have to be true. If they're not, then the word for that, I'm sorry to bring this up, the word for that is codependent. So if both things are not true, then you're actually codependent on an empathic spiritual level. So you do need to learn how to separate yourself completely from them. And again, Jesus is our model in this example. Jesus did not let the problems of other people journey with him and impede him from ministering to others or to his own spiritual well-being. I'm going to say that again. Jesus, I'm sure, highly empathic. How could he not be? Jesus did not let the problems of other people that he saw, people that followed, people that didn't follow, people that received the good news, people that did not receive the good news, people that he healed, people that rejected. He didn't let those stay attached to him for so long that he became bound up in their story that he couldn't go and minister to other people. So the model of Jesus is really important here because Jesus demonstrates a non-codependent way to help others and to also continue our own spiritual ascension, our own spiritual development. So let me know if this all makes sense. It's really essential as Christians that we're not wrapped up in other people's stories. We are wrapped up in our own story, in our own spiritual development, our own joy, so that then we can go and be present to the needs of others. So this is you have to take care of yourself first, and then learn all those skills to separate yourself from others, and then you can go, you can be of service to others. I promise that is the only pathway that actually works for doing this, for having a healthy, self-engaged ministry for others. So that is it for talking about empaths today. I'm just looking at the comments. Okay, yeah, so I'm seeing some people are commenting, yeah, you're resonating, you're empathic, I get it, yes. And when you're in a close relationship with someone and in a kind of like in a codependent or highly empathic relationship with someone who lives in the same house with you, or someone close to your family or a close friend, then it's really essential to have those boundaries. Otherwise, you might be walking around in sort of a, I don't know, it's almost like you're in a tangled spiritual knot together, and if you're not both kind of ascending at the same rate, that can be really, really sticky. So then it's important to have those tools and to have those boundaries. If you've never established boundaries before, the first time you do it, it's really hard. It's very freeing. It's really freeing. It's actually very liberating to do. And so that's a great starting place for everyone. When you are interested in knowing more and resourcing your own journey, reach out, private message me. That's what I'm here for. I'll be posting a little bit about this later on the blog. Hey, everyone, some people are just joining in. You'll be able to watch the replay immediately after this. I'm going to write a little bit about this, and I'll post that. I'll let you know when it's all posted. If you are watching this video and you're not part of our Facebook group, please come join us. You can find us at The Metaphysical Christian. Apply for membership. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we will happily accept you into this wonderful, 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 amazing group of people who are here on the journey together, learning how to be metaphysical and Christian all at the same time. And we know that there's no separation between those two. So, hey, everyone, it's good to see you. This is Casual Saturday around here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.